welcome this very large table, which will be like a running table, because we start, that's impossible in Portugal, exactly in time, because the Vice Mayor, Miss Rosa Reis Marques, she's also the president of the Urban Mobility and Transport Company, arrived just in time. So that the politicians are also arriving in time. Then we have beside her Professor Luis Menaces. He's the Vice Rector of the University of Coimbra. Very happy that we have you here. Then we have Professor Paulo Sanchez. He is the President of the Polytechnic Institute of Coimbra. Then we have Professor Luis Neves. Give a sign that we know who you are, because people cannot read the thing. He's the director of the Faculty of Science and Technology of the University of Coimbra. And then we go to our guests. We have Alain on the end of the table. He is the technical committee chair of the VPP. You know, here, usually you say chairperson, not to distinguish between ladies and men. But since there are no ladies except our dear deputy mayor, they just say chair. So we don't show that all of them are men. Huh? Then we have Professor G.R. Cruz here. He is the VTS, the Vehicle Technology Society Vice President. Welcome. And last but not least, we have the man who brought the conference here, Professor Paulo Pereirinha, the General Chair of VPPC. And not to lose any time, I will give the word to the Deputy Mayor. You want to talk there or here? Here? Fantastic. You have the word.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On the behalf of the municipality of Coimbra, I would like to say that our city is very proud to host the 11th EAF Vehicle Power and Propulsion Conference, the fourth one organized in Europe. This event is very important in the e-mobility area. So choosing Coimbra honors the city and resulted largely from the efforts and involvement of the team responsible for the organization, namely Professor Paulo Pereirinha, the General Chair of the conference, but it is also the result of the prestige raised by the city of Coimbra in this area. E-mobility started in Coimbra in 1911 with the first tram service, and our city has been a pioneer in Portugal concerning the introduction of other electric vehicles in the public transportation service. Examples were the implementation of trolleybuses in 1947, and we still are the only Iberian Peninsula city not to abandon this type of vehicles and electric buses in 2003. Also in this field, the municipality implemented in 2001 the public elevator between the municipal market and the uptown, as well as joined since the beginning the Mobi-E project, installing several public charging points for electric cars. The city of Coimbra is or has been involved in several other projects that had as a main objective the more rational use of the energy, including the one used in the mobility of their citizens, like the smart cities, the Covenant of Mayors, and Civitas Moderne. This last project has also been a pioneer in Portugal, together with the cities of Porto and Funchal. All these projects valued the intelligent system and cooperation, reason for the involvement and co-participation of the academic and business communities. Concerning the future in this e-mobility field, the city of Coimbra will continue to focus on implementing the Metro Mondego tram system and its integration in the mobility system of the city, as well as the launch of a public transport line operated by electric minibuses, connecting downtown with uptown through the entire botanical garden, and of a revival tram line that will use the ancient trams that the municipality preserved. There are still ongoing projects aimed at improving the performance of electric minibuses, trolleybuses, and the power supply system, particularly in terms of power stations. It is also under study a system of bike sharing that provides electric bikes given the orographic characteristics of the city of Coimbra. We are reviewing a plan to renew the fleet of the urban public transport operator through clean vehicles, but it would be of the most importance to resume a governmental policy supporting the acquisition of such vehicles as already was implemented in the past. All these measures aim to make Coimbra a city even more pleasant to live in, and all the contributions from the exchange of experience that will result from this conference will be very important in helping us to achieve this goal. Thank you very much for attending the conference and good work.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, you promised 4 minutes and you did it in 4 minutes and 5 seconds. But what is especially gratifying is that you don't say the usual nice city, good weather, but you explained why the conference is here. It's not by chance that the conference is here, because the city has really a track record. So thank you very much. Actually, she also signed just 3 days ago in Porto to be a member of Iberic network. It's the CiviNet, and that's also a network where projects like that are advanced. So thank you very much, lady. And now we will have 3 contributions from the organizers of the conference to explain to everybody why we are here. The first, of course, is Professor Paulo Pererini, the General Chair. We have also here in the first row some very important people, also the keynote speaker, which will be after this session addressing us, CCC from Hong Kong, and several other important people from the organization. Paulo, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Robert. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, distinguished members of the table. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my pleasure to warmly welcome you all to VPPC 2014. Public electric mobility has been a reality in many parts of the world, as you have also seen also in Coimbra. But today we are living in exciting times in which the electric propulsion extends back to the road transportation. After nearly a century of absence, vehicles have reached good performance, high efficiency, quality, reliability, and commercial attractiveness. However, there are still many challenges ahead, particularly with increasing autonomy and reducing the cost of components. In particular, energy storage devices with further increased efficiency, with adequate performance, electrical machines and power electronics more compact, more fault tolerant. Also the use of multiple energy storage systems in the vehicle, its charging, the connection of grid to vehicle, G2V, of vehicle to grid, V2G, vehicle to infrastructure, V2I, among others, are also open and exciting topics of research and development. I hope that this conference, with its scientific discussions, exchange of ideas and your knowledge, contacts and partnerships contribute to strong advances in addressing these and other issues on the road to a more sustainable mobility. Now, I would like to give you a very short conference overview and some practical details. If you are listening to me now, it means that you have found the conference site, so you are somewhere in this building. The plenary sessions will be here, the oral sessions on these buildings, which are connected from inside, as well as the poster sessions. On the outside, we will be having an EV and hybrid electric vehicle exposition and test drives, and not less important, the lunch will be just 200 meters away from here on that direction. So, about the conference participants, we have around 220 participants from all over the world. There were 215 submitted papers from 33 countries, of which 28 will be presented. Papers from 28 countries will be presented here, and were accepted 163 papers. There will be 6 technical regular tracks. There are 6 technical regular tracks with many sessions, parallel, 7 special sessions. So we have 17 oral sessions plus 3 dialogue sessions. We have also a parallel European project meeting of SAFIR project, dealing with fuel cell prognostic and health management. The meeting will having place today, all the day, and tomorrow morning, but there will be this particular session that is open on this afternoon, open to everybody that is concerned and interested by this subject. And tomorrow, on the afternoon, we will have a session organized with the Portuguese Electric Vehicle Association that will have an English part. The first session will be in English to allow all the participants of the conference that wish to attend to see the Portuguese case and see where we are. And we have something, some aspects that are very interesting in a worldwide scale, namely on chargers, fast chargers, and charging infrastructure. Then there will be a Portuguese session more dedicated to Portuguese people. So, yesterday we already had these 3 tutorials, which many of you attended. We will have 3 plenary sessions with 4 keynote speeches. We will start with famous Professor C.C. Chan giving the first one, Renaissance and Global Electric Vehicle Development, just after the opening session. And tomorrow we will have the European Commission strategy for green car and the EV charging infrastructure, an overview. And we will end on last day the plenary sessions by BMW's vision for electric mobility. Well, tonight we will have the honor and the pleasure to be received at the City Hall for a welcome reception and also a cocktail with something to eat. And I'll thank you, Miss Vice President, Miss Mayor of the municipality for having accorded this kind invitation. So you have the location on the booklets, on the website. And tomorrow night we will have the gala dinner at Pavilhão Centro de Portugal. It's a near the river. There's the location also on the booklet. It's a very nice place by the river. And on the last day, just after the end or ending the conference, we will have a cultural tour to the UNESCO Universal Patrimony, to the old university, and to the downtown part of this World Heritage Patrimony. So those who haven't inscribed for this, it's free. Please do that at the Secretariat for us to know how many people we will have. There will be a bus, the conference bus, also provided by the municipality, that will take the participants to the old part of the university where this visit starts. And just to remember that you have all the program on the booklet, on the website, and where you can see the sessions and the other events. And don't forget to check the conference website before it's already done, so during and after the conference, because there will be some updates on post-conference publications on carbon care action, which is to compensate for the environmental impact of our all. And I wish to finish thanking all the participants. I won't do it personally, but to all the participants and to all those that made this conference and are making this conference a success. Thank you very much for your
Thank you very
and enjoy the conference. Very welcome.
Well, I think with all you showed us, there is no doubt that we will enjoy the conference and the special events you just mentioned. You told us that people are coming all over the world.
Yes.
Okay, so let's make a wake-up exercise. Who is coming from outside of Europe? Outside. Please stand up, so you have to put your computer on the side. Stand up, please, that we can see who is coming from outside Europe. There is a professor here who should also stand up. Okay, very welcome. Thank you for making the long trip to join us. Now, please, everybody who is not from Portugal but from Europe, stand up. You didn't stand up?
Stand up, you didn't see me.
Ah, you did. Okay, so a lot of people from Europe. And now, last but not least, all the Portuguese participants, please stand up. You're not Portuguese? Ah, so you see, Europe is clearly strongly represented. But we have here some very important people who will defend the Portuguese flag. So let's start now with Professor G.R. Cruz. He is the Vice President of the Vehicular Technology Society. Please.
Thank you. I'd like to start by thanking the organizers, I'd like to thank the organizing committee, and especially Professor Paulo Pereirinha and the technical committee chair, Professor Alain Bousquerolles. Secondly, I'd like to welcome all of you to the 10th Vehicular Power and Propulsion Conference. I am here today representing the VTS Board of Governors to deliver a clear message to the vehicular power and propulsion community that VTS is strongly committed to support you with financial and organizational resources to make this conference the most significant conference in the field, both in terms of the technical quality of the contributions and the number of participants. I do know that you have a choice of conferences and professional organizations, and I thank you for supporting VPPC and the IEEE Vehicular Technology Society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, in this standing up business, I will not ask the ladies to stand up because that would be too obvious that we have very few ladies. But on the other side, it looks that the assistance is quite a young assistance. It's not the old guys sitting around and talking among each other. So whoever is younger than 35 years old, please stand up. Less than 35. I mean, I have to sit down, but okay. I told you, it's a very young public. That's very good, thank you. Now, let's go to the third organizer who will talk to us. It's Professor Alain Bouscarriol. He's already there. He is the technical committee chair of the conference. Please, Alain.
On the behalf of the VPP Technical Committee, it's my great pleasure to welcome you at VPP 14. The aim of the committee is to strengthen the power and vehicle activity within IEEE, VTS, and so on, and specifically by the scientific management of the conference. Since 2004, VPPC is organized worldwide annually, and it will be a rotation now between Asia, Europe, and America. In order to give some added value of the conference, there are two main actions. The first is award papers. 4 papers will be awarded to be published in IEEE Vehicular Technology magazines. Second, 20% of the paper will be preselected to be extended for submission in international journals. The philosophy is that conference paper could be a valuable step to be paper in journals. Finally, I would like to greatly thank Professor Pereira and his team, Professor João Trovao, stand up, and Professor Espane for the program. So thanks to them to organize that a nice conference with a high scientific level. And finally, I would like also to thank tutorial instructor, keynote speakers, conference chairs and honorary chairs, special session chairs, regular chairs, the numerous reviewers, the authors, industrial sponsors, and academic sponsors to keep VPPC as the major conference in the field. Thanks to all that.
Thank you, Alan. You know, as usual, people in the last moment substitute the PowerPoint because they add some more slides. But Alan came this morning and said, I substitute my PowerPoint, but I took out some slides, so you did a beautiful job. Now you just have to explain us, we are now in the 11th edition of the conference, and the 4th time in Europe. But from the 4 times in Europe, 2 times we were in France. Is that your responsibility, or why?
No, at the beginning, there is some people that build the conference and come in Paris, create the conference in Paris, and of course, French people are strongly involved in the conference.
Thank you very much. And thank you for helping to bring the conference down to Portugal. Now we will have, as everybody knows, Coimbra is very famous for its universities. And so we have the honor to have 3 representatives from the universities. So the first word goes to Professor Luis Neves. He is the director of the Faculty of Science and Technology of the University of Coimbra.
First of all, my compliments to the members of the table. I would like to welcome all the participants to this meeting. It is a pleasure to receive the participants of this important international conference here at the Faculty of Science and Technology of the University of Coimbra, a faculty that has a little more than 100 years, which means that is contemporaneous to the first electrical vehicles. And I learned today that they were introduced in Coimbra exactly in the same year that the Faculty of Science was founded, which is interesting. So after many decades of developments in other technologies, it is now the time to come back to electrical cars. It is also a pleasure for me to be here because I am an enthusiast of this type of technologies. I have learned recently that, for example, the largest world manufacturer, Toyota, has recently achieved 7 million hybrid cars manufactured just a couple of weeks ago, and 1 million in the last 9 months, which demonstrates the acceleration and the acceptance of this technology in the world. So what I wish is that now the next step, electrical cars, will have the same success in the next few years. And obviously, I hope that your contribution also gives a boost in this direction. So again, welcome to our faculty, and I wish you a very nice meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we pass the word to Professor Paulo Sanchez, Vice President of the Polytechnic Institute of Coimbra.
Thank you. I was going to make the correction. Good morning. I'm really the Vice President, not the President as you. And I prefer not to lose my job today. First of all, I'd like to thank the organization for inviting us to be here. Of course, it's a pleasure. I would like also to welcome you all to Coimbra. This is, of course, one important field of study of our Polytechnic. The good example is Professor Paulo Pereirinha, one of our distinct professors. It's also a very important field of study of our engineering school that has present many good representatives here. So essentially I would like to, in behalf of the Polytechnic Institute of Coimbra, to wish you all a very pleasant stay here in Coimbra, and as enthusiastic of electric vehicles like Professor Luís Neves, I just hope that in the next conference that I will attend, I can come on an electric vehicle, because they are still very expensive. There are a lot of problems that I'm sure that you know much better than I do. But I just hope that it's possible in a near future, that we all can afford to have electric vehicles. I hope really that this conference gives a contribute in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, because in the beginning I presented you as president, but you know, the presidents are usually very busy, so that's why we have all the vice presidents that are the guys who really are working. So now we have another vice, but now director of the University of Coimbra, Professor Luís Filipe Menaces.
Thank you. Good morning to the table, good morning to the conferences. First of all, in the name of our rector, and in myself, I would like to thank the organizing committee in the name of Paulo Pereirinha. It's always hard stuff to prepare a conference of this dimension. And so thank you in the name of the university. It's a very good work, and I hope that you enjoy the days that you stay here. Well, secondly, I would like to say to you that I'm mechanical engineering in my base, and my research activities in computational mechanics in sheet metal forming applied to automotive industries. So I work in the body in white of the cars, you work in the vehicle power and propulsion, so the marriage is done after, when you assemble the body in white with the propulsion. But the idea is that many of my colleagues that work in the sheet metal forming the materials, new materials, reduction of weight, they hope that this reduction of weight can contribute so that you can use more weight in the batteries. So please, I think that once you solve that problem, I think the energy problem of these vehicles is solved. Anyhow, I'd like also to tell about the importance of the green energy for all of us. You don't see the beautiful trees that are outside this auditorium. These curtains are closed. But when you see all of this green, you understand why that you are working in these fields. I think it's really important that we start working on that, and we developed these new kind of propulsion systems that can revolutionize the world. Coimbra is, in fact, the Vice Mayor says that, one university that is a kind of example in the use of the electric mobility. The idea that the mayor and the vice mayor are working on with, for example, the electric microbuses that will go inside our 3th-century botanic garden. It's one of these spectacular ideas that we hope that in a short period you can have in this town. So the electric mobility, the e-mobility, is spreading everywhere, like you said in this conference spot. And I hope that you enjoy to stay here, you enjoy to work in this, and the results of this conference can contribute to this development. Finally, because you are in Coimbra, a word about university. Our university celebrates next year the 725th anniversary. So we have a lot of centuries, a lot of history, a lot of stones, but also a lot of culture. The town celebrates also 1 year, also nominated as Worldwide Human Heritage. Why it is important to reference this to you? I hope that in Thursday afternoon, for those who we don't have already subscribed the visit to the downtown and the old university, to do that. Not for the history, but for the culture and what is inside this culture. Coimbra was, first of all, the first, I'd say, capital. The first kings of Portugal were there in the 12th century. Well, why this is important? Because the multiculturalism that was at that time here. We have Catholics, Islamics, Muslims. The multiculturalism that was here at the 12th century was an example that we should follow today. We know that we are in the world that is complicated now, and I think it will be interesting to you to see how almost 1,000 years ago the things were not like that. That's one point. The second point is to see how a university that is old, in fact, in age, is modern in application. You are here in the nice building of the third generation of the university, and this is an example of modernity. You are inside, and the people that organize this conference as an example of that, of research groups that works at the top level and the high level of activity, and in this case for the e-mobility. So I think you are involved in what I would say it is a complete package of everything. History, good weather, well, I hope, a good place to stay, to visit, a good ambience of work that you will have here during these days. And so I hope that you have a very wonderful conference, and welcome you all for the University of Coimbra. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, we closed the curtains here that people would pay attention to you guys and not to the trees, but in the back at least you see the trees. It's really nice. It's less claustrophobic. But I'm sorry about this beep, 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 but you managed really, as you may imagine, to make this opening in 32 minutes, share them out among 7 so important people. So I think they all deserve a big applause to make this a really interesting and livid opening sessions. Thank you very much, all of you. So without any stop, you have to wait a little bit for your coffee break. I invite the people from the table to sit down in the first row. And I would like to put the PowerPoint. I would like to invite CCC up to the stage. Hvor er your PowerPoint? So, you know, yesterday night I was picking up my longtime friend CC Chen, who would have arrived somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning, but Paolo Perini, as a good conference chief, phoned to the Paris airport and said, this gentleman needs a fast transfer, so he was arriving early. And he said, now I'm 70 years old. You're a very young guy. More than 70. Well, at least you are 70 years old, and through that you have the right of a fast transfer to the airports. Well, for the last 15 years we were working together, and he will tell you about EVSs, the World Electric Vehicle Conferences, the World Electric Vehicle Association, for the last 15 years. Last time he saw us was a couple of years ago in Ireland. Yes. Where he also was talking. Stavanger also. Yeah, Stavanger, of course.
You chair the Stavangers.
Yeah. In Ireland, it was a very important moment because, as you know, the European Commission has 3 very large demonstration projects ongoing. The first is Green e-motion, which will finish in about 5 months, which treats the car. You know, the car is always the most important. But then they remembered that logistics is also important, so a big project, Freeview, started almost 2 years ago to treat electric mobility in urban logistics. And then a year ago, the Zeus project started. Finally, they remembered that there is also public transport, which is actually in Portugal where we started with buses 10 years ago. But he, of course, we worked together 15 years, but he is in the business for many, many more years. And he is a true ambassador between Asia and the rest of the world. He is, I think, more often in the plane than on the ground. But he's also doing very important stays, like in Potsdam, where he's every year in a think tank working. Das ist, warum Sie Deutsch sprechen, nicht, yes. Herr Professor?
Vielen Dank.
Yeah, he speaks perfectly German. So, now let's hear your big story about EV. Please.
Okay, one dear. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues. It is my privilege and pleasure in this very beautiful historical city to share my view on the global EV developments. But my topic, I put Renaissance. Why I put Renaissance? Because if we want to do EV, first we must open mind. What is the spirit of Renaissance? The spirit of Renaissance is open mind and have a courage. Electric vehicle is not just a transportation means. Electric vehicle is a moving energy storage. The function, the productions, the infrastructure, the business model of electric vehicles should be not the same as the conventional car. Therefore, we must open mind and we must have a courage. The chairman instructed me yesterday when he met me in the airport. He reminded me my speech is only 30 minutes and I have 93 slides. So what should I do is that in every section, because I divided my speech with several sections, in each section I just talk what is the key points and keywords, then I will show the slide without elaborations. But don't worry, because my slide will be put in the website of the conference. So if you're interested, you can read it in the spare time. And the conference chairman also asked my permission to video video. If you would like to see my face again, you can go to the conference website to see my face again. So now to start with, I talk about the civilization open mind. The keyword, we must open mind. Closed mind cannot change. That is the keyword. Okay, let us review the history of the civilizations. If we look back the history in the old days, you see, the time frame is 5,000 ago, then the center of civilization in China, India, Babylon, then moved toward west, okay, Egypt and then Rome, and then to Europe. Then the Europe Renaissance happens. The ancient sign is in China. China has 4 discoveries. However, the modern science is happen in Europe. That is after the Renaissance. The modern science is represented by the physics, chemistry, and mathematics. It happened in Europe. Why the modern science happened in Europe and not in China again? Because Europe has Renaissance. Then the civilization continued to move from Europe continent to England. Then the Industrial Revolution happens. Then move toward the Pacific to the East Coast of U.S. Because East Coast of U.S. is open mind and more freedom. Where there is open mind, there's freedom. The center moved there. Then from the East Coast to the West Coast, because West Coast has more freedom. So you can see where there is a freedom, where there's open mind, the center go there. And you need the civilization always toward west, and then it will continue toward west through the Pacific, and come back again, because now China also open doors, open mind. So let us summarize. We have open mind. And the open mind, we have the Eastern philosophy and the Western philosophy. In the Eastern philosophy, it's called I Ching. I means change. Ching means principle. The principle of change. It is represented by the national flag of the Republic of Korea. That is the Chinese philosophy. What is that? You can compare this and this, both in black and white, but it's a straightforward. This is black and white, but it's not straightforward. It is holistic approach, dialectic approach. That means this is yes, no is no. This is no. Yes can be turned to no. No can be turned to yes. Inside the black, that is white. Inside the white, there is black. It is holistic approach. Okay? And then the Western approach, of course, you know, the well-known Da Vinci. He is a great engineer because he built the first model of aircraft. He is a great doctor. He is first the man who conduct dissections. He is a great artist. So Da Vinci, we should learn from him. Integrate science, technology, and art. Okay? So I would like to summarize what is the spirit of the Renaissance. The spirit of Renaissance is open mind. Closed mind cannot change. Saw beyond what was and to see what is. So what is Renaissance scientists, engineers? As you know, scientists is answering why and engineering is answering how. So Renaissance scientists, engineers are those not only understand why and how things work, but also on why and how the world works. That means you must connect your work with the world. And I summarize several points. First, you must have a global thinking. Second point, you must have a harmony thinking. Third point, you must have a circle thinking. What means circle thinking? You must look at holistic. You must look at all round, not one point. You must have a closed loop thinking. What is closed loop? We are engineers know. We should have a feedback. We must listen to feedback. Closed loop always better than open loop. Okay. We should have a life cycle thinking. We should have a 3R thinking: reduce, reuse, and recycle. So EV developments. In EV development, my keyword, we should learn from the history. EV was glory in the past, but why collapse? We have learned from the history and facing the present. Today, electric vehicle is in the eve of commercializations. Okay? Today, what is the most challenge? Technology is not the most bottleneck. To make electric vehicle commercializations, today we are in the eve of commercialization, or in other words, the train of the commercialization of electric vehicle has taken off, but the train just take off. We need accelerate, we need go forward. Many challenges. The cost issue, the convenience issue. I have made a survey. In the city, cost is not the most important. I make a survey, I don't know whether you agree maybe. In the city, the three most obstacles. First is they are frustrated. They will stuck on the road. So how to make people convenience? How to build a good infrastructure? Quick charge, slow charge, medium charge, inductive charging, swapping. Many kind of infrastructure should be provided depending on different size of vehicle, different application, to make people convenience, to make people confidence. This is the first obstacle. The second obstacle, people still do not confidence on this new technology. We need education. We need public awareness. The third is the cost. That is the obstacle in the city. You can see Tesla in Beijing, they sold very well. Medium class people, rich people will like it. But in the village, in the small town, it's different. Cost is the most incentive. So my keyword in the EV, we must have three goodness or good factors: good product, good infrastructure, good business model. People confidence, people can use it, can afford, can use it conveniently and confidently. Okay, this is the keyword. So I start from this slogan: mobility is a freedom. Mobility is the most expression for our happiness. So mobility means freedom. Mobility means happiness. In Chinese, we also have this proverb: 衣食住行. 衣 means clothes, 食 means food, 住 means settle. Then move. After you are not hungry, after you settle, you must move. Like you today, when you check the current, you always moving, and you ask stand up. Okay, moving. Moving is happiness. Moving is freedom. But is the moving of car sustained? Because today our car rely on fossil fuels. And we burn the fossil fuel, make our sky gray. So automobile has been accessed for over 100 years. If automobile would like to sustain, we must revolutionize. In the next 30 years, we will see the big change of automobile. I don't know whether I'll still be there in the next 30 years. But you can witness my word today. Automobile has been 100 years, but in the next 30 years will be the biggest change of automobile, because we must revolutionize the fuel. We must revolutionize the proportions. Okay, that is the key word. Okay, therefore,
you have left 20 minutes.
Okay. This is my college
It's
time.
going up, yeah.
Yes. These pictures, it touched me, because when I founded the Electric Vehicles Association in 1988, we signed the declaration in Toronto. You see all this in Europe, they are Frederick Dickens, Machito, they are gone. Some of them is already in the heaven. Some of them is in the sanatorium. But I still here. Because my friend, Dr. Vo, before he passed away, my friend Dr. Vo asked his son to phone me. Professor Chen, my father is going. But he has a word to ask, to convey to you. You must continue. Therefore, today I still here.
Bravo.
I have been seeing the past 40 years. Electric vehicles up and down, up and down. That is the spirit of the I Ching, as I know. I Ching say, when you change, it is a periodical, you must be balanced and must be unity of opposites. So, the up and down is normal, but overall it's going up. And today we must tackle the 2-3 relationship. One is the relationship among government, industry, and market. Second is the relationship of good product, good infrastructure, and good business model. Okay, so as I say, today the train of EV commerce has taken off. Today, the most challenging is innovative regular leadership. Therefore, politicians should take a lead. I am very proud today that your politician is here sitting in the chair.
And staying here.
Yes, I appreciate this, because I think today innovative regulated leadership is essential, and the politicians should take a lead. And what is the good regulations? The good regulations should promote the shake hand between the automobile industry and the electric power industry. Just 100 years ago, Ford shook hand with the oil giant. So you make a good policy that the new paradigm coming. Okay? Okay. So, as I say, we have to handle the cost issue, the convenience issue, the pollution issue, energy consumption issue, but we need 3 good product, good infrastructure, and good business model. As I say, electric vehicle is not just transportation means. It is the mobile of energy storage. If electric vehicle can work hand in hand with the smart grid, it's win-win situation. Also, the production of electric vehicle is different. In the conventional car, you have a 2,000 to 30,000 parts, and you must build a big empire. In Detroit, in Toyota City, in China, in Changchun. But electric vehicle not necessary. Electric vehicle is simple, just a few thousand cars, just a few thousand components. Therefore, you no need build a big empire. You can use modular production. You can use a de facto standard. Okay? So you must change your mind. The production is different. The supply chain is different. The value chain is different. Okay, so let us look back very briefly. Electric vehicle has been growing in the old history. Of course, it's invented from Europe, then to the United States. In Europe, this is the first car in England in 1984, and also at the same time in France, in Belgium, in Germany, then go to United States. And at the time, you know, electric vehicle was well accepted, and particularly the lady like it. See, the third picture is a lady. Why? Because electric vehicle is easy to start. No need a crankshaft. It is a quiet. So the ladies can drive electric car and chatting with their boyfriend. While if you use internal combustion, you cannot, because you must take care of your switch. You must take care of your clutch. But electric died in the 1930s something. Why? Why at that time electric vehicle is glory? Because same issue, cost issue. At that time electric vehicle is cheaper, because at that time it's a handmade. Electric is much simpler than the engine. Electric vehicle is easy to use. Electric is convenience. But electric died. Why? Because Ford. We must learn of Ford. Ford is not invent the engine, but he is a great businessman. First, he make an assembly line. After the assembly line, the price of the ICE car go down. Okay, and then he is good businessman to create the market. I say, how to create? He asked his employee to buy his car, create the market, and he talked with the oil giant to set up the infrastructure. At that time, no gas station. Okay, but he talked to the oil giant. At that time, he don't know how to build the gas tank. And then the gas tank is very big, and then it's very heavy. And then he talked with the oil giant, shake hands with the oil giant, and set up infrastructure. Now it become international standard. In several kilometers, you have a gas stations. And have a standard, the relationship between the gas tank and the engine. Okay? And then at the time, in Texas, oil discovery. So, you know, there's good product, good infrastructure, good business model. Today, we should learn The auto industry, I think among the audience we have auto industry, and I think among the audience there's power industry. This conference provides a platform. The auto industry should shake hands with the power industry. Same as 100 years ago, the auto industry shake hands with the oil company. Okay. Then the key technology of electric vehicles is three big: electricity, motor, battery and controller, three small: electricity, electric steering, electric air conditioning, and electric braking. What is the global EV development status? Just briefly, now in the world, according to my statistics, there's around 500,000, and US is number 1, that is 0.2 million. Japan is number 2, 0.1 million. China, although is number 3, but it's very big gap between Japan and China, only several 10,000. Okay, but in per capita, Norway is number 1. That is why you have Stavanger in the EVS, because Norway in per capita is number 1. Per 1,000 people, they have 4 EV, and in very good infrastructure along the highway, they have a quick charging facilities. Okay, that is the ranking in capital, also in per capita. I have no time to explore, and this is by company. Yesterday, BYD is listed here. I have no time to elaborate this. Okay, this is the company. This is all the car manufacturers here. I have no time to elaborate. Okay, so China. The keyword of China EV development, very simple. If China do not go to EV, China will dead. So China has the potential to be the kingdom of electric vehicles. Why? It's very simple. Because China GDP will continue to grow. There's a solid rule. Car and GDP is close. In the development of car, there's 3 rules. One is linked with the GDP. The second rule, high growth, steady growth, and flat. Now China is in the state of steady growth, and developed country in Europe already flat. So in the next 10 years, China car will continue to grow. If all car propelled by gasoline, then the China's car will permanently grow. Very simple. Okay, that's very simple. And China has no national security, because today China has import oil more than 56.7. Very simple. Okay. So the demand is there. So China has the potential to be the kingdom of electric vehicles. You can see these pictures. In the 1950s, when I go to Beijing at that time, I can see blue sky in Tiananmen Square. But today, if you Tiananmen Square, you cannot see Tiananmen Square. But at the time, if you go to London, you cannot see the London Bridge. But today, you can see clearly the London Bridge. And what price China? What the price of China? China spend a lot of foreign currency to buy oil and lack of national security. The sky is blue, the sky is gray. This is the evidence. So China must go to electric vehicles, and President Xi Jinping has asked the Chinese Academy of Engineering to draw the roadmap, not for electrical, but for energy. China is very challenged in energy, so that we have a strategic research plan assigned by the President Xi Jinping to the Chinese Academy. That is the energy production and consumption revolution plan. And among this, a small topic on electric vehicles, and I lead that through. And I draw the roadmap of the China electric vehicle roadmap, 3 phases. Phase 1 is from now to 2020. The main objective is to reduce the PM2, and we hope that the penetration is 2%. Today, China is still very poor. The penetration is only 0.3%. So hopefully in this period, we will focus on bus, taxi, and logistics car. Why? Because this car totally only count for 2%. But this car contribute 30% of the energy and the emissions. Also, what is the good of EV? The good of EV is low operation cost, but it's expensive initial. So EV must be used of high total mileage, but small per charge. If you use EV, it's just for go to the office, you are lack contribution to the environment energy. You must use it frequently. Okay? It is the total mileage should high because your operation cost is low, but you must have a good infrastructure. high total mileage, but small mileage per charge. So we must focus on bus, taxi, logistic car, small EV. The second phase is from 2020 to 2030, focus on reduce the oil use, and the usage, it will be spread out, and at that time, the penetration is 10 to 15%. The third phase is 2030 to 2050, mainly is to reduce CO2. Hopefully in China, on the 2050, half of the power plant will be fueled by non-fossil fuels. So hopefully at that time, hydrogen is coming, okay? The fuel cell is coming, the biofuel is coming, the new type of liquid fuel is coming. So hopefully all the renewable energy vehicle will count for 50%. Okay, now this is the character of the Chinese transportation. I can summarize the character is point to point, then land, point, line, and areas. What mean point? Point means point to point in the city. The best way is use electric car. And line means from city to the city. The best way use high-speed train. In China, now it's popular high-speed train, electric. Areas in the village, in the small town, they need low-speed small car. They need low-speed small EV. So in China, both the high-end products, the low-end product have a need. For the village, you need a low-end product. For the city, you can have a medium and or high-end products. So I draw, if they follow my advice, according that time frame, in the 2030, that is turning point. In the 2030, that is turning point. Then the energy use will drop, and the CO2 will drop, according to this. Okay, this is the scenario of different type of electric vehicles. Okay, so the next phase. Next section, I will talk about the architecture of electric vehicles, hybrid and electric vehicles. That is using the plenary here represented by Toyota Prius, and this is represented by four-wheel drive. The rear wheel use engine, the front wheel use motor, and it is parallel hybrid using the road. This is one typical. The another typical is by the Honda IMMD. That is to avoid the Toyota patent, but get the same performance as the Toyota Planet gear. They do not use a Planet gear because they want to avoid the Toyota Planet, but they call RMMD. These are two motors with the integrations of the transmissions. I have no time to this parallel. This also belongs to parallel series hybrid. I have no time to elaborate. And this is an innovation in China. They use the Honda ISG scheme, but for bus. Use a small motor to start the engine. After the engine starts, they use the big motor. The advantage of this is no need ATM, because China is big in ATM, but they use this now for a bus. And many bus manufacturers, Yutong and etc., use this prototype, use this topology. APU is for range extender. China also very hot in range extender. You build a special engine for special engine and special generator to charge the battery for the range extender. Okay, so this is a typical EV, pure EV architecture in China. There will be a wide spectrum of new energy. Electric vehicle is mainly suitable for short distance, small car. Then if you walk longer distance, bigger car, you can use hybrid, mild hybrid, mild hybrid, full hybrid. And then for the hybrid car, maybe you can use hydrogen or fuel cells. Okay, so why is that? Okay, can someone help me? Is that? Okay, yes, battery technology. What is the keyword? The battery technology, I talk the keyword first. The keyword, we have two steps. Today, the battery mainly uses lithium iron phosphate or lithium magnesium, and the energy density is around 150. The first step, we want to double or triple this energy density and power density, and the next phase will be 5 times. And what we should do? We should revolutionize the materials. Anode, cathode, catalyst, and separator. What is the first step? We must revolutionize the cathode from the presently iron lithium phosphate and aluminum to we so-called NMC and NCA. What is NMC? We put a little bit nickel, we put a little magnesium, and we put a little bit cobalt, NMC. What is NCA? NCA, we put a little bit nickel, we put a little bit cobalt, and we put a little bit aluminum. So the energy saving will be higher. And the next phase is we want to triple or 5 times, we should use lithium air. So this is the cathode. And what is the anode? The anode from present carbon move to SN carbon, move to silicon carbon, move to silicon, and in the future, even we can show the lithium metal. And there one special anode called LTO, lithium titanium oxide. This LTO has the special features of long life and quick charge. However, the energy density is low. This type of category is suitable for energy storage, for quick charge, for the power system energy storage and frequency control. Because the character of this LTO battery is between the capacitor and the battery. Okay? It can be quick charge like capacitor. The energy density is higher than capacitor, but the energy density is lower than battery. Okay, so that is for the special use. Okay, so that is cathode. Yes, that is cathode and anode. How about the catalyst, the electrolyte? We must use functional materials. Now, functional material is very hot topic. Some functional materials can be changed their character. Some is temperature sensitive. Some is voltage sensitive. We can use this new type of functional materials to make our battery higher performance and safer. And the separator, suppose we can use the porcelains to meet quick heat transfer. So we must revolutionize the cathode, electrolyte and separator. We must look at a system level, holistic approach, safety issue, endurance issue, and consistent issue, Okay, the research on battery, we must look at holistic approach. Composite separator and for short circuit protection, voltage sensitive separator for overcharge protection, safety electronic material and self-temperature protections, ionic liquid for safety composite electrolyte, and overall battery safety design. How about the motor drive? The keyword...
You have still 40 slides to go.
What?
You have still 40
no
slides
problem.
to go. You have now 30 minutes past, so...
I have
10 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Motor drive, just one word. The keyword, we must design the motor, fully understand the operations of car. I got the IEEE Bachelor degree 25 years ago. My contribution, you must understand how to make the motor according to the car. Because automobile is new load to the motor drive. First, you must understand quick start-stop. So you must have a high torque for starting. After starting, you cruising, you must have a wide speed range, and you must have high efficiency in every point. It is unlike industrial motor. They are fixed operation in a certain speed and torque. But the operation point in EV is everywhere. So you must take care of these electromagnetic designs, but only electromagnetic design is enough, the stress. Because you put the motor in the car, you must check the mechanical stress. Thirdly, the cooling. You put the motor in the car, the cooling is different. So you must be able to design the motor, not only suit the electromagnetic performance, but also check the mechanical stress and check the cooling in the thermal. Infrastructure is very important. I must remind you to plug electric car on the grid is different. You put the gasoline pipe in the car. Why? Because in the gas stations, when you refuel, the gas station is decoupled with the oil company, grid. When you put the electric car on the grid, no matter where, it is connected to your grid. So it is more complex issue because it will impact your grid. If in the small district, typically is several hundred kVA, you can charge slow charge of your car in this district, no problem. But in the small district, if you only have few electric car, quick charge at the same time, that grid will collapse. So you must remind, it's more complex. It is a dynamics, it is interactive, it is integration. But if you wisely do it, it will be good to the power system. If you charge it when the power is off-peak, it is win-win situation. So I must remind you this distinct difference between gasoline refueling and recharging. So you must have the various of infrastructure. At home, it is slow charge, public charging. My friend in France told me, because he has built a quick charge, nobody will buy it, very expensive. But now he built medium charge, 20 kilowatt, very good business. Okay? For 20 kilowatt, you can charge within 2 hours. So the slow charge, quick charge, medium charge, swapping, battery swapping. When you quick charge, you can use the LTO battery. Because LTO battery can be quick charge, you can use the old battery for charge the battery. So you use the old battery as a charging facilities, as you can see, as a charger. Yet you use the evening electricity and use wind or solar to charge this, and then you use this battery to charge your battery. And there's swapping, inductive charging. This is the prototype in China, inductive charging for sedan car, for bus, for commercial car, for bus. Okay, so you have to be able to move the charging. The simple way, you do not charge in the evening after you return home, because at that time, the power is still not in the low peak. You must check at midnight. And the more advanced, you V2G, instantly V2G, then win-win situation. So you must integrate EV with the smart grid, you must integrate EV with the ICT, and you must integrate EV with the smart city, with the smart transportation. EV is an indissoluble part of the smart home. Smart grid, you must have a smart home. Smart home, you must have EV, because EV has a battery. The battery is in interface with the car, with the grid. Okay, so this is very important. My recent work in postdoc is human behavior, information, and energy must be hand in hand. I have a developed formula. I don't have time to explore. But in terms of information, we should not only know the amount of the information, but you must know the nature of information. What kind of information? Political information, or economic policy information, or technical information. And how you distinguish? We can use partial differential equation to analyze this. Low range small car, very hot in a small town, in Shandong province in China, because it is cost effective. Why it is cost effective? It's very simple. Because the power of the car is determined by the resistance and the speed, and the energy is dependent on the range, on the range. So this one is the ICE car, the weight, the comparison. If you small car, small range, the weight difference between ICE and EV is very small. But if you EV high speed, high range, the EV become bigger and bigger, heavier and heavier, and less of economic impact. Like a horse you go to long run, he has to carry many food on the back. This similar. So electric vehicle has more economic value for small range, small car, small road. This is small car in China, small car from China, and I have summarized 3 key points to design small car. It must have a computer modeling on optimization, high strength steel sheet formatting, rainbow team technology, lightweight joint, biodegradable interior and composite fiber body, 3D bending tourism, and black box, etc. Intelligent, I will go quickly, just mention. Intelligent vehicle is very important. You can see because the intelligent has 3 brains. Conventional only 1 brain, that's the brain of the driver. But intelligent vehicle, you have 3 brains, ITS, and then intelligent visions. So this is the intelligent vehicles, and just very quickly show, how can I, can you help me? Yeah, can you help me? Just quickly.
It's okay.
Okay. It's coming? No. Yeah, okay. You see, this is no driver. It's intelligent vision assisted. Okay, now please help me do this. You can see, this is another smart EV. This is a front wheel, it is a wheel motors, and with the intelligent transportation. I'll just quickly do it. Okay, so Internet of Vehicles will be blooming in the next few years, because Internet of Vehicles can gain benefit. Every car every year can bring benefit $1,400 US, according to statistics. The OEM can benefit, the users can benefit, the insurance company, because less of accidents. So electric vehicle should be hand in hand with the Internet of Vehicle, should be hand in hand with the smart transportation, should be hand in hand with the smart city. Okay, you are city planner. Okay, so I deliver my speech in the white paper, to draft the white paper for the APEC last month in Beijing, and we have point out what is IOV, Internet of Vehicles. IOV is the integration of 3 networks. That is the network inside the car, the network between the car and the vehicle mobile internet. And what is the challenge? What is the obstacle? The challenge and obstacle is the shake hand between the auto industry and IT industry, and lack of standard. We must promote the standard. We must promote the shake hand between the auto industry and IT industry, and have a good standard to pave the way for the implementation of IOV. Okay, so we must 3C, my name, CCC. My C, connected, coordinated, and cooperative. Okay, so that is the future of EV technology. You can see here, you must, the sensors to collect information, to assess, to have a good network, to have a good computations, so you can connect the intelligent architecture, the intelligent house, the intelligent transportations, and the tracking of product, etc., etc. Okay. So smart car and autonomous driving, electric vehicle and smart grid integrations, remote diagnosis, smart transportation system, intelligent traffic management. Okay. So our future, mobility is freedom. Mobility is happiness. We have comfort, we have ecology, we have convenience, we have safety. So what is success? In the English word, success is that means you should be able to draw 1 stroke or 2 stroke, become American dollars. You have drawn 1 stroke, 2 stroke, American cent, euro, so many American dollars and euro. This is hard currency. That means the market accept. The market accept. You create value. That's real success. In order to success, we need 6 eyes. I have 4 eyes, is not enough. We need 6 eyes. Okay. First, we must open mind. We can be look at the foresight, the forefronts. Second, we must eyes to look at the back, to learn from the history. We must look at the up, the society need. We look down, what is the grassroots need? And we look the west and the east. How is the US doing? How is the Europe doing? In the east, how is the Japanese doing? How is the Korean doing? How is the Chinese doing? So we have the 6 eyes. The first eye, the most important, is inspirations. After inspiration, then we can have imaginations. After imaginations, we have innovation, but do not forget the most important is integration. And this integration is not only vertical. Vertical integration is the technology integration, but horizontal, society, economic, politics. Both vertical integration and horizontal integrations, then you can implement it. then you need money, of course, you need investment. Of course, for the young audience, invest your youth is the big investment for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So let us shake hands.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know, as usual, no. Can you go back? Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The only slide I don't like, you know which one is it? The last one. Because you don't have to thank those out there, it's the other way around. They have to thank you.
No, I must thank you. I must thank you. Because this is an interaction, sir. I must thank you for your coming. As you see, I know that there are many far away, not from Europe and not from Portugal. You come all the way to listen my lecture. Why I must thank you.
Okay.
And politicians, industry, academic people here.
Okay.
I must thank you.
Talking of interaction, because it's true that out there are no pupils, all are specialists in this field. So I think we have a few minutes. If there are 2 or 3 questions, we will take them for Professor CC. But don't ask all at the same time. So who wants to make a comment or a question to CC? Don't talk all at the same time, just one at a time. We have some microphones. They are so impressed. Alan. So we take 2, 3 questions and then you would answer, please, okay?
First, thanks for your very interesting talk, including technology, engineering, and also philosophy, because we need philosophy. My question is about architecture of EVs and HEV. At the moment, there is many different solutions. Maybe it's one of the reasons that the penetration in the automotive market is not so high. Do you believe that we will converge to some restrictive solution in the future or not?
Yes. Okay. Yes, you are right. Why? Because, for instance, Toyota has a great success in the Plenary year, but they have patented all things. So other manufacturers cannot follow. So they have to think about to avoid the Toyota patent. So that is why Honda come IM&D. So I believe, there's a several philosophy. One is the meeting point between mechanical and electrical. You use what kind of meeting point? You use power as a meeting point, or you use torque as a meeting point, and the architecture, parallel, series, or parallel, series, or complex. I think if I will summarize this justice, but the specific prototype will be many. But in basic, it's the same. How to match the electrical and mechanical, by power or by torque. Okay? And then basically there's a parallel series, and then parallel series, parallel or series, or parallel series or complex. That is the basic principle. But the detailed architecture will be many, because they want to avoid from conflicting the patent. This is my view. Can I answer you? Okay.
Other comments back there?
Yeah.
Are there some more so we can take the question together and then you would answer? Yeah.
Following a question from Alain, what do you think will be the impact of Tesla releasing its patent, and do you think anybody else will follow, or is it just one of a time?
Yes, thank you very much indeed for commenting Tesla. Tesla, I think the so I don't know whether this Tesla man, Tesla dealer or agent here. No. My view is only my personal view, and just for discussion and not for press release.
Well, it will be on the internet. Be careful.
Oh, yes. I think on one hand we should learn from Tesla. The good point of Tesla is that he used open mind philosophy. If you look at the Tesla, it is not a conventional car. And also Tesla is not a company who make the traditional car. So he lack of burden. He can have more open mind, and he can get more integrations of automobile and IT industry. So if you look at the Tesla dashboard, like an iPad, so the young people like it. I think, but the old people cannot drive it because all like iPad, like iPad. So this is the beauty. But I think, in my comment, Tesla should learn more about the automobile industry, because Tesla is born from non-automobile industry, and automobile has more than 100 years of history. So overall, I have a good comment on Tesla, and now I am advising a Chinese manufacturer, because Tesla has disclosed no patent you can copy. So the Tesla model is good, okay, and very good selling in Beijing. And now I'm advising a Chinese manufacturer to make a Chinese Tesla, just like a Chinese Xiaomi make the iPhone of China. I cannot disclose the details, but the philosophy like the Xiaomi of the mobile phone in China instead with the iPhone, because iPhone has made a good propaganda, paved the way. Same Tesla has paved the way, and now I will advise a Chinese manufacturer to make a Chinese Tesla with some Chinese element. Okay.
You know, when I drove the first time the Tesla,
yes,
in your city,
yes,
when we came from Shenzhen after the
yes,
EVS 25, we
yes,
had a conference in Hong Kong.
Yes.
But you say that old people cannot drive the Tesla? So I'm a young guy.
Oh, no, yes, because
okay,
you're
that's
still
good.
young.
Thank you.
Still, I know. Yesterday when you pick up me, you still can use a PC. But now some of the old men cannot use the iPhone. They still use the very conventional phone. Okay.
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 Or the telephone.
Yeah, yeah.
A last comment, question, before we go out to coffee, please. Professor Neves.
What is your opinion on hydrogen fuel cell technology?
Yes, yes.
Now we have another half an hour.
Oh, no. Yeah. Quick. I promise you, quick. In the future, I say automobile will have two revolutions. Revolution in fuel, revolution in proportions. In the proportion, ICE will still exist, because use the thermodynamic as a proportion still exists. But the new ICE did not burn conventional fuel cells. The new ICE will burn maybe hydrogen, or maybe a new kind of liquid fuels, or biofuel, etc., etc. So using hydrogen as one energy source, we can use fuel cells, and the propulsion is a motor. We also can use internal combustions propelled by the hydrogen. So I think hydrogen will have the future, but not now. In my mind, how to make the fuel cell step by step. Make a small fuel cell for domestics, for hospital, for emergency purpose, then gradually increase. Because today, the obstacle of the fuel cell is twofold. One is the cost is high. Secondly, the hydrogen infrastructure is not there. And why the cost is high and the life is short. And we need control engineers, I think. Because how to make the hydrogen oxygen exchange very good, you need control engineer. So to make the life longer, the cost, reduce the cost. This is my comment.
Thank you, Stussi. So next time we meet in next May in Seoul, close to Seoul, close to the border, in Korea, or somewhere before.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Everybody is very grateful for your big contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention.